Okay, let's just jump right in. Today we are getting into the real weeds of operational infrastructure.
To nitty-gritty.
Exactly. We're doing a deep dive into the Datavideo RMK-2 rack mount solution. And our mission here is to figure out how this one piece of hardware, it's about, what, $388, solves one of the biggest nightmares in pro video.
Oh, the total mess of cables and power supply.
The absolute mess.
It's a problem everyone has.
Yeah.
I mean, if you work in AV, you know the feeling. You've got 5, 6 little converter boxes scattered everywhere. Each one has its own bulky power supply, that wall wart that takes up 3 spots on the power strip.
Right.
The RMK-2 just takes all that chaos, centralizes it, and gives it a stable home.
Yeah.
It's really for people who care more about uptime than, saving a few bucks with zip ties.
So that's the question I was going to ask. Why can't I just use zip ties and a standard power strip? Where does that $388 price tag really justify itself?
Well, that's the thing. It's not just a glorified shelf. The real genius here isn't the metal frame. It's the power consolidation.
The power.
Yeah, that's the key nugget. The system has a 1 DC in, 16 DC out feature.
So one plug.
One plug. You plug one power supply into the rack itself, and suddenly you've got 16 outputs ready to go.
So you're taking away all those individual power bricks.
You're eliminating all those potential points of failure.
Yep.
It just simplifies the whole power situation for up to 8 converters.
And that helps when you scale up. I see it supports stacking up to 8 converters, like the DAC 8P or 9P, with a lot of flexibility.
Total flexibility. And they even thought about physical safety, which I find fascinating.
How so?
They have this feature they call an adjusted ear rack. It basically lets you install the whole unit deeper inside the rack cabinet.
Oh, so it's recessed.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a small thing, but in a busy studio or a live environment, it pulls all those critical cables away from the front.
So you reduce the risk of someone walking by and, I don't know, accidentally kicking a cable loose.
And taking you off the air. That risk mitigation alone is, I think, a huge part of the value.
Okay, so this is where the context is so important. What kind of gear are we actually putting in this? These aren't just simple patch panels.
No, not at all. And the sophistication of the tools it holds really shows you what's at stake. For example, you could have a DC60 in there, which is an SDI to VGA converter.
So for legacy displays.
Right. Or you could have the DC70, which is a cross converter. That thing is vital. It takes, say, an old VGA signal from a laptop, an HDMI signal, and a Pro SDI feed, and just makes them all work together.
And I'm seeing it also manages distribution amplifiers like the VP-597. And then you get into the really complex stuff like the DC45 4K up-down cross converter. That sells for over $1,000.
It's over $1,000, yeah. And when you're managing 4K signals or distributing one source to 6 different places, your system's reliability really comes down to organization. A system is only as strong as its weakest link.
And in this case, the weakest link is usually a messy, decentralized power brick.
Exactly. I should also mention the RMK-2 is TAA compliant.
Right, which is important for government and institutional contracts.
A very big deal for them, yeah.
So, boiling this all down, what does this actually mean for you, the listener? The RMK-2 is taking what would otherwise be just a jumble of 8 different converters and power supplies.
Total rat's nest of cables.
Yeah, a complete mess, and it turns it into one neat, stable, TAA-compliant unit in your rack. It's an infrastructure solution.
It is, and that leaves you with, I think, a really provocative question to think about. When you consider the cost and the importance of the converters this thing holds, some of them over $1,000 each.
And the cost of downtime in a live broadcast.
Right. So if this rack prevents just one accidental cable disconnection in a live show, how quickly does that $388 investment pay for itself?
It's the cost of prevention versus the cost of failure.
That's it right there.